Alright then, lads and ladies, and welcome to the podcast. It's me and George, but
Pineapple juice.
me and George and Aaron's here, but I don't know how long he can stay.
Pineapple juice.
I don't know how long Aaron can stay for. So yeah, first things first, the Sonic film. George, what were your thoughts on that, man?
I thought it was quite good.
What was good about it, in your opinion? Spoilers, by the way.
Oh yeah.
All I'll say quickly is you might as well go and watch it for a laugh. It's okay entertainment, but it's nothing good at all. You won't remember it.
I thought it was one of the best gaming films that they've done.
Actually, that's a solid point. I can't think, apart from Halo Forward into Dawn, which wasn't even in the cinema, I can't think of many games adapted into films or TV shows that have really been that good, to be honest. Aaron's gone.
I think Detective Pikachu is the best one.
Actually, yeah, I heard that was a bit...
Sonic's quite far behind.
I heard on YouTube that Detective Pikachu was actually a bit better than Sonic, yeah, but I haven't bothered watching. Detective Pikachu yet.
It's quite good. I saw it at the cinema. I've got it on DVD now, so I quite enjoy watching it.
Ah, fair enough. What's it actually about then? Because it's not like Pikachu in the show. This Pikachu can talk, can't he?
Basically, a Ryan Reynolds character gets stuck in Pikachu's body.
What?
And that's about it.
So the real Pikachu still exists?
Yeah. But because of Mewtwo, he merges people and Pokemon together.
Oh, how does Pikachu
So
feel about
Ryan
being
Reynolds-
merged? How does the original Pikachu feel about being merged then?
I don't know really.
Oh,
They
okay.
just go back to speaking like a Pokemon.
I guess it would have been a bit crap if he was just speaking like a Pokemon for the whole thing and talking gibberish.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, back to Sonic though. I did have a pint of Stella before watching it. The film started, I thought, alright, the backstory's alright, you know, collecting rings to travel to another world, that's cool. But it just felt like...
Well, before the film started, you nearly left, didn't you?
Knew what?
No, you nearly left.
Yeah.
There's a new movie coming out.
What new movie?
There's a Dark Souls one.
Oh, yeah, that was... Oh, I didn't know
Well,
what to make of that crap.
When he gives birth from his head.
I can't remember the birth from the head bit, but I do remember the Trolls trailer, which was just bizarre.
Yeah. God, that was awful, that was.
Wasn't that like one of the first days that Sonic was out though, and barely anyone was in the cinema? Like, to be fair, the first viewing was booked up, but the one that we went to at 8 o'clock, there was barely anyone there. There was only like about 10 or 15 people there.
I know, it really surprised me.
Yeah, which sounds like a bit, but in reality, for a big film like Sonic, or a big franchise being made into a film like Sonic gaming franchise, you'd think that there'd be a load of people there, but nope.
No, I think it's because of what the first trailer looked like.
Yeah, because that weird abomination that the internet just bashed to pieces, yeah. Yeah.
But there seems to be quite a few films that it's been competitive with.
Yeah.
But like Pixels and gaming ones like that.
I haven't seen Pixels yet, but aren't films like Pixels... I've seen the first Wreck-It Ralph back in 2012, but films like Pixels and Wreck-It Ralph, aren't they like... They're not actually about the gaming characters, they're just sort of like made up stories, aren't they?
Well, Pixels, you've got Adam Sandler
Oh, okay.
as a kid versus this midget who cheats at video games.
Yeah.
And because the midget cheated, a old arcade game up to space.
What?
And the people in space thought it was a threat. Basically made life-size versions of the games to basically destroy the world.
Oh, okay.
It's quite good. A lot of people think it's bad, but I don't think it's quite good.
Fair enough. Anyway, as I say, back to Sonic. I thought Jim Carrey's performance was absolutely brilliant. You know, he just seemed to have loads of fun with the roles. Because obviously, back in the 90s, I've heard off a lot of people that he was the shit. Jim Carrey films, you know, Liar Liar, The Mask, Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, Batman. He was even funny as the Riddler in Batman Forever.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Bruce Almighty, that was in the early 2000s. He was just a really...
Number 2 as well.
Yeah, but wasn't that like 2014?
I don't know. I thought it was earlier than that.
No, I swear it was in like the 2010s. I swear, man.
And let's have a look.
And what else has he been in? Bloody yeah, the Green.
It's 2014.
Yeah.
The first one was 1994, so it was 20 years after.
Mhm. He was alright in The Grinch as well. Horton Hears a Who, he was quite funny. I know Horton Hears was like a later film. But yeah, he was just a shit in the 90s, wasn't he, you know?
He was, yeah.
But what a cool bloke, really. He did play that part in Sonic very, very well. I did like how, you know, kids could watch this film. It wasn't like... I know a lot of people got blown up in the chase, but you don't actually hear or see people scream. It's just a load of cars. I was surprised how many cars Eggman blew up, to be fair. I was very surprised.
Saying that, I was watching a video the other day, and they did a kill count for a Sonic movie.
Oh, how many kills?
59.
Oh.
59 people would have been killed in that film.
Were they all off screen deaths apart from the Sonic's owl mom at the start?
Yeah. You know what is basically the car chase that made that the death count go really high up.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So what else about the film? I like the slow motion scenes as well. They were class.
Yeah. I love the after credit scene as well.
With Tails,
Yeah.
and the transform from Robotnik to Dr. Eggman was alright.
Yeah. Stuck on that planet as well.
Yeah. But the bad bits about the film were probably, in my opinion, I don't know, there was just nothing special to take away from it. Nothing really stand out at all. The film was very basic, just a buddy road trip. The comedy wasn't really for me.
I thought the main guy with Sonic was a bit bland at times.
Yeah, he was.
He just seemed like your normal average guy in any film that always helps the main character to get to where they got to go.
Yeah, it was quite boring, really. And the end goal for it, for Sonic to go back to his own world, even though he doesn't even want to go back to his own world, and he ends up staying in the real world. It doesn't make any sense because you know that he doesn't even want to go back. So it's like, what's going on? And I know they've set up.
Well, I have to go to that mushroom planet, doesn't he?
Yeah, which would have sucked for him.
Yeah.
Another thing which I don't understand though is how will they even make this a decent sequel? Because they've already made pretty much a decent Sonic film. I bet the sequel will be absolute crap if they do try and make one. I think it will just be rubbish, him and Tails faffing around.
Well, really, they could bring Knuckles in Shadow. Because Shadow could be a good villain.
But the thing is, they've set up Robotnik for the next film, so it'll just be Robotnik again. But it would be cool if Shadow was the villain, I guess.
I thought Eggman made Shadow. I might be wrong.
I don't know. I don't know much about Sonic, to be fair. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But something weird about the film, though, I don't see why Eggman just wanted to kill Sonic, because I know he wanted one of his hairs, but as soon as he got his hair, he could have just left. You know, he could have just left him alone.
I think he wanted all of Sonic's hair.
Weird. He could have just shaved him then. Easy work.
A bald Sonic.
Basically, yes. But, yeah, overall, I'll probably give the film a high 3. Decent entertainment, but nothing good to take away
So
from
3
it.
out of 5.
Yeah, a high 3, so it's nearly 3.5. It's good entertainment, but it's not really that good at all.
I'll give it a 4.
What?
Yeah.
Fair enough. You really enjoyed it, didn't you? Fair enough. So on to the next topic. All the Doctor Who...
We've got some sad news, haven't we?
About what?
Danny DeVito was found hung.
No. That video was a load of crap, man. It was basically just Logan Paul and his mates in the forest, and it was just Danny DeVito hanging in midair. I don't know what show it was from. I just thought it was absolute crap. But anyway, on to the next thing, the Doctor Who episodes. I can't remember where we left off. Wasn't it like Father's Day? Where we left off?
Yeah, I think Father's Day and Dalek we were talking about.
Yeah, okay. Those were the Father's Day is my number 1 of all time still. So then on to the Empty Child. Yeah, amazing. Not much else to be said about that. Victor Meldrew.
My mummy.
Yeah. I mean, that's quite funny. But,
Yeah.
I loved Captain Jack was great in it. The story was good. Kept you on the edge of the seat. It's nice how everyone survived in the end. Even Captain Jack got rescued. So yeah.
What did you think of Smith and Jones?
What was Smith and Jones?
The one on the moon with the hospital.
On the moon with the hospital?
Yeah.
What was that after the Empty Child?
Yeah, this is series 3, episode 1.
Oh no, we'll talk about that after I've got through series 2. I'll say what I think of that in a bit.
Oh, okay.
What was after the Empty Child though? Wasn't it the Slovene one?
No.
It wasn't it the second Slovene one?
I think it might have been, yeah.
Yeah, with Margaret or whatever her name was. That was. I don't mind Slovene. I don't know why everyone says it's shit. Just the farting aliens are stupid. That bit. But apart from that, I think they're all right. But yeah,
they're quite good.
Yeah, I don't know why people hate on them. To be fair. Then what was after that? The 2 episodes with the dark. You know they go back to floor 500 or whatever it is. The episode with Simon Pegg, except it's 100 years after that happened.
I know which one you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought those 2 were okay.
That would have been. So it was Father's Day and then Empty Child, and the Doctor's Answers, and then he would have had Boomtown. That was the Serene one.
Yeah.
Then Bad Wolf and Part otherwise.
Yeah, the Bad Wolf ones, yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, the Bad Wolf ones, yeah.
Which I quite enjoy that.
Yeah.
And that's how Captain Jack can't die.
Oh yeah, because of the thing that Rose absorbs from the TARDIS.
The time vortex.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Not too shabby.
And then in the future, you'll meet the face of Bo.
Yeah. So yeah, decent ending. I love his final line, Christopher Eccleston's final line. Rose, you were absolutely fantastic. And you know what? So was I. And then that was amazing. That's probably the best final line. Well, I haven't seen the other final lines. I have watched David Tennant's Regeneration though, because I've heard it's quite a sad scene, but I haven't got to that yet. Is that finale any good with David Tennant, The End of Time, and the other one?
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, cool.
Absolutely fantastic.
I like what you did there.
Yeah.
There's alright then. So after that, there is Oh, what's it called? I don't think I watched Christmas Invasion. Wasn't that in between 2 and 3?
Christmas Invasion. Hang on.
It wasn't.
Sorry.
Oh no, it was. Yeah, it is. Or it's the right one. Yeah, with the I think it's the Slicker Axe.
That was between series 1 and series 2 with David Tennant. Yeah, that's his first episode.
Yeah.
That was quite good.
So that's the one with the Slicker Axe then.
Yeah. Well, I cut off his hand.
Yeah, I thought that was quite cool. But the thing
I'll
is,
just tell you this now. Keep a look out for that hand.
okay. I remember you telling me something about it, but I can't remember.
No.
Anyway, New Earth with the Last Human again. I thought that was okay, I guess. Nothing special really. A bit of a weird one. I know the face of Bo was in it, but you say you meet the face of Bo again, but didn't he die in this one?
Well, you'll find out who he was, basically.
Yeah, I guess he was alright. Tooth and Claw I thought was a little bit meh. With the werewolf, I thought that was a bit meh.
The CGI was a bit crap on that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they can't have the CGI, but I just thought the episode was a bit crap, really. Just a werewolf coming after them all. It's like,
Yeah.
And they just had to keep outrunning the werewolf. I don't know. School reunion was very weird. I like seeing Kane.
Oh, I love it.
You love it? What?
Because it brings Sarah Jane back and K9.
I mean, I thought it was a bit. It's probably the best episode. No, I'd say Christmas Invasion and New Earth are better than School Reunion, but Tooth and Claw's not as good as Reunion in my opinion.
We are in a car.
Yeah, I just thought it was a bit meh.
We are in a fucking car.
Well, he didn't use the exertive, but he did say we are in a car to Mickey.
Then he goes and crashes through the school.
Yeah, I mean, it was alright. The Girl in the Fireplace, they say it's the best episode ever. Highly overrated. I thought it was very, very average. Like, it was probably... You could make an argument for being the best out of all the episodes we've talked about so far, but I personally... I don't know, it just sort of felt like... Because people seem to be obsessed with her saying, my lonely, lonely doctor. And it's like, it's alright. But like, I don't know, it just seemed like David Tennant kept going in and out of the room to visit her. And these robot villains were so bizarre. They wanted this woman, it just wanted her heart. And it didn't just make, it made no sense. It was so bizarre. But there was one good scene. As you said, there was one good scene. You said to me, when he rode the horse into the other world. That was amazing when he smashed through the mirror. The climax of it was good, but everything else was a bit meh. Rise of Cybermen.
The reason I wanted the heart and the body parts is because that's what they used to power the ship.
Yeah, I know, but it just seemed a bit daft to me. I feel like they could have come up with something better.
I know what you mean. With the eyes that they use.
Yeah, it was just silliness in my opinion, but not awful. You could make an argument for being it the best episode so far, but in my opinion, out of all the ones we mentioned from season 2, this is probably the best episode. So, Rise of Cybermen and Age of Steel, I thought were quite kick-ass to be fair. With the other universe, Lumic, aka Trigger from Fools and Horses, Roger Lloyd, Pat, I think that's his name. He's really good as Lumic, just a cold bastard who just kills people. Well,
he is quite good.
Well, chops them up and then puts them into Cybermen's brains. I liked how Pete Tyler came back in the other universe. That was cool, and how everything worked out for him. I liked the multiple Mickeys. I liked how it was a two-parter, and I liked how the Cybermen didn't have their guns yet. They just touched people and electrocuted them.
You know what? I find it quite good because Lumic wants to try and stay as a human until his last breath, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he's trying to explain that to the Cybermen, and they just say to him, "Don't breathe no more."
Mhm.
And I always find it quite a creepy and good line.
Yeah. What do you mean, a creepy and good line?
Well, because he wants to stay alive.
Oh, yeah.
His last breath.
Yeah, but then the robots turn on him, don't they, and say, nope, sorry, lad.
You either want him as they need still, but they go, "Then breathe no more."
Yeah.
And I always think that's a fantastic line that they use.
Yeah. Fair enough. Now we're
And
coming on.
It's just slanting, haven't we?
I was about to say, yeah, the Idiot's Lantern, pile of dog shit, absolute weirdness. I didn't know what to make of it at all. Heads or tails. It was hungry. It was like, what on earth? Where is this telly coming from? What? Why is she human if she's an alien? It's like, I know, it's not meant to be realistic, but it's just mental. The characters were weird. I suppose the way they set up the 1940s or 30s was alright. Yeah, but her end goal just seemed bizarre. Have all the faces inside the telly. How would she pull that off? That bloke who ran the store, he was a bit of a shit character. He just seemed like a selfish bastard. I was glad when he got disintegrated. Yeah, it was just a big pile of dog shit. The villain was shit. The characters were shit. Weird, boring story. Just wanted to get through it. Yeah, probably the worst episode so far. But we are coming to the worst episode of most things that I've watched on telly actually in a bit.
I know which ones are coming up, and I don't want to talk about them because absolutely shit.
It's probably some of the worst stuff I've seen on telly ever. Like the final bit of this episode. But you all know what we're on about if you're a Doctor Who fan.
The Tasty chicken.
The what chicken?
It tastes like chicken.
Oh, yeah. The Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit are fantastic. Probably the best episodes.
I do think they're good. I think they're a bit slow at parts, so.
Yeah. Well, I personally thought they were great. It's sort of like an Alien. Like, you've seen Alien, haven't you? By Ridley Scott.
Yes.
It's sort of like that, but like even not as scary as Alien because it's more Alien. I know it isn't realistic, but like it seems more like you're on the edge of your seat. With this, the devil in it is just really OP, but it's still quite good. It's still quite good. I mean, the way the Doctor defeats him is a bit just breaking the pot, I suppose. It's alright, I guess. How he beat him. But the whole episode itself is just great. The characters are great. The environment's good. The Ood are terrifying. The Ood are absolutely menacing, man. The way they just kill you with that ball and electrocute you, it's like, fucking hell, scary. A lot of the characters went out on their with their swords in the air. They did really well. What happened to the characters who survived then? Where did they come back?
No.
Oh, so they're just flying back to Earth or whatever. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Most of them don't come back
again.
Though,
I did have their ball.
Yeah.
And they talk for that. Well, that's because they have a bit of their brain cut out.
Oh, that's a shame.
And that's why they have that.
Okay. So yeah, amazing. Probably the best episodes of Series 2. Not as good as Series 1 though. Not as good as Dalek or Father's Day. Any of these, in my opinion. But they're all right. Now we're coming on to one of the worst things on telly. Love and Monsters. I thought.
Oh no.
Honestly, what a pile of dog shit. I thought, sick Peter Kay's in it, okay. Because I remember, I read the description, and I thought to myself, Peter Kay isn't good in serious things, so I'm sort of worried. But I thought Elton would have been the villain. I thought he would have been some psychopath who went after all of them, but instead, no, he's just a bit of a socially, he must have Asperger's or something. He's very weird. I feel kind of bad for him.
And as a blowjob, opposite a paving slab.
I mean, you've skipped most of the episode, but yeah, he has a load of blowjobs.
Well, yeah,
he basically face shags a a paving stone. Yeah. Very weird. I'll get to that in a bit though. So the whole episode is about a bunch of fans who are obsessed with the Doctor. Peter Kay comes in, and the episode isn't too bad. But then as soon as the Peter Kay monster shows up, it's so bizarre how they're all just faces in his body, and one of them's on his arse, and he farts, and then he's running off, and somehow this fat alien can catch up to him. And the Doctor shows up, and then he's like, "Oh, I want to kill you, Doctor. I want you inside me for my knowledge."
Well, if you look at the speed or the footage of him running.
Yeah.
They do. It's quite funny, actually.
Yeah. Very weird though. Very, very weird episode. One of the worst things I've ever seen on telly. And the ending, I don't know why the Doctor brought her back to life after she was disintegrated, after she was melted into the ground. That's so immoral. That's horrible. Now she's just a slab all the time. What the hell is going on? If they could all pull, why? I don't know why the monster. I don't know why. You right there, mate?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've just cut the coronavirus, that's all.
Oh, that's a shame. You haven't actually, have you?
No,
oh, okay.
I just cocked out. I'm a drink, that's all.
No, fair enough. I know I'm stupid for asking that. I knew it was a joke, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, Love and Monsters, absolute dog shit. Fear Her. Can you believe that Russell T. Davis ripped the Love and Monsters one though? That's so bizarre. How could he write something so shit when he's been responsible for some good ones?
Well, I think it's because it was made by a fan, and they're going to make it too scary.
What do you mean it was made by a fan?
Well, Blue Peter held a competition, and this guy made
I'm recording something.
Exorbitor.
So what were you saying about the fan making the episode then?
Well, he's got a channel called Channel Pup, and he basically explains what happened.
Why was the episode so shit? What does he explain why the episode was so weird?
To make it kid friendly and not too scary.
But it's like a 12, so I don't really see why. I don't know what to say.
I don't know. But it's meant to be like 12 story buildings high.
So why did Blue Peter let the kid make the episode?
Because he won the competition.
Oh, they shouldn't be doing that for shows. Imagine if they just let...
He made the Exorbitor.
Oh my god, why would you... Imagine if you, like, made some bloody sausage and, like, some cock and balls monster who flew around eating people. Like, imagine if someone made that. It wouldn't make any sense. You know.
It's just a giant sausage with 2 wings.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no, I'm just picturing it in Doctor Who, man. Like, you could make... The fact that they let him make some fat blob Peter Kay monster is the biggest load of rubbish ever. Honestly.
I'll send you the video after about it.
Yeah. But that's bizarre, man. That is so... they haven't let anyone make episodes since, have they, I'm guessing?
No.
Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, next is Fear Her. Very weird. Very, very, very weird. About this girl who this butterfly alien went into her mouth, and she can draw things really fast, and the people get sucked into the drawings. I don't get how that works. No scientific explanation. I don't know how they transform their particles onto a piece of paper. It makes no sense.
I do the song that they're singing it.
Can't remember. It was shit.
I've still got it in my head 14 years later. I
That's
can't
terrifying.
get it out.
That's terrifying.
It's so bad. It's so hard to get out.
Is it? But no. Is it the one that her and her mom sing at the end when that big giant one comes out?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I can remember it a bit. Oh, I don't want to think
Yeah.
about it.
I don't want it back in my head.
Yeah. But again, very shit episode, very weird. Forgettable characters, so bizarre. Yeah.
I was gonna say, check the chat when you can.
I will do. So yeah, another really weird one. Yeah. I don't know.
Really?
It was quite interesting, really. It would have been interesting, but the looking on the other side of the fence, though, the story at the start, Midoriya says, "This is how I became the greatest hero ever." So it wouldn't have made much sense if Bakugo just randomly got all the powers.
Yeah.
And also, like, Midoriya is just a better character to follow with that sort of thing. I feel like it was mostly showing the audience how Midoriya is prepared to sacrifice his dream just to save everyone.
Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah, there isn't really loads more I can say about it, really. Have you got anything you want to bring up about it?
Who was your favourite character in it?
Ooh, you're gonna call me a buffoon, but I really like Ida, man. I just love how he's such a job's worth. I love how he takes everything so seriously.
Yeah, I definitely get what you mean. I mean, it's quite funny.
Yeah, just he's literally the biggest job's worth in the world. Who else? But
I think mine would be Yuraka.
oh, but why? She's all right.
Well,
She's just a bit
I
generic.
find her quite a good like second main character.
Yeah. In towards the end of series 3, she hasn't really done much though.
Well, I've been able to watch series 4.
Oh.
And I thought it was fantastic.
You've watched the whole of series 4.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, sick.
I can send it to you if you want.
Yeah, send it. The subbed version. I mean the dubbed version.
It is dubbed, yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, send it me because on AnimeTube Unlimited I can only find subbed versions. I can't find the.
It's a smaller screen, but it's still watchable.
Yeah, just send me whatever, man. Send me whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I will. Hang on.
Todoroki's quite good. All Might's quite a good character. But yeah, just put the link in the chat. I haven't actually finished watching series 3 though, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I'm on episode.
I'll quite enjoy it.
Yeah. I will try and watch other animes though once I get through series 4 of this, like bloody what's it called? What's it called? You know, Attack on Titan and One Punch Man for the laughs and.
I don't know
Ball.
what I think about Attack on Titan.
You're not a fan, are you?
Like series 1, but then I just think it goes a bit downhill.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Well, I know a lot of people will probably kill me for that, but
again, I don't know much about it. I don't know if it's good, bad. I'll let you know. The thing is, with me, I'm good at arguing points why films are good or bad, unless there isn't much I can talk about, unless a film's totally perfect or totally rubbish, and there isn't much bits that you can take away.
yeah.
So, overall, yeah, amazing. 4.5. Second best film of the year, in my opinion. Number 1 has to be The Gentleman.
Yeah, Gentleman was very good.
The Gentleman, apart from the villain being weak, everything in The Gentleman was amazing. Absolutely loved it. It was so kick-ass. I was so angry at the end when Hugh Grant nearly got away. Hugh Grant's just such a, like... He's like, just a bit of a posh bloke, and it's like, you know, I know a lot of people like him, but he just gets on my nerves. I'm sorry if Hugh Grant's watching this, which he would never be. I'm sorry, mate. You're a great actor. You're a great actor, but you just get on my nerves a bit. And in the film, he's like, "I'll have my money now. I'll have my money now, Raymond." And then he gets away in the end and sells the idea to Miramax. Well, you've seen it, haven't you? And then he thinks he's got away in the taxi, and he says, "Oh, Raymond," and then he starts panicking trying to open the door. Class. To be fair, Hugh Grant played an amazing part in it. I'm sure in reality he is an okay guy, but like he just gets on my nerves. I don't know what it is. It's like Philip Schofield gets on my nerves the way he acts on TV shows, and it's like it's a bad time for me to be saying he gets on my nerves. I've got no problem with homosexuals or whatever. It's absolutely fine. Go for what you want to go for. I've got nothing against him being gay. But he just gets on my nerves. Just something about him. Just in the adverts, I don't like him in the car adverts. He just seems like a big head in those. And just sometimes when he shouts and goes, and has a go over nothing. Do you get what I mean a bit, George?
I do, yeah, I do.
Like, it's not the fact that he's effeminate. I know I was just making effeminate noises, but it's not the fact that he's girly. But it's the way he could. Even if he was really masculine, he'd get on my nerves. Just the way he's just like, "Oh, you're wrong. You know, you've left us in a state."
Yeah.
And it's like, "Sally, your pasty, you filthy pervert," and all this rubbish. It's like, oh god. Maybe it's partly because everyone like says he's the best thing since sliced bread, and I just don't understand it.
No.
You know what boggles my mind though, George? Him and Holly Will. Another thing I'm not a big fan about. To justify my point, is their fake friendship. I don't really like it. It gets on my nerves a tiny bit.
I think they are friends in real life, but they seem
They over-exaggerate it
a bit
though.
more buddy.
Yeah, I think they over-exaggerate it a bit. But Holly Willoughby, whatever her name is, seems a lot more genuine than Philip does. Philip sort of seems a little bit...
I think she's meant to be very, very nice in real life.
Yeah, she seems a lot more genuine. But Philip Schofield, he just seems to have a go at people sometimes. But yeah, the last thing I want to say about them, it boggles my mind that they're on 600k a year, and I sort of understand Holly working still, but Philip's like nearly 60, and he's been on 600k a year for years and years and years. He's been doing this thing for years, and he's in London every day, and I just think, why would you want to live there in London City when you're an old person?
Well, no, you wouldn't, would you?
I mean, as much as I'm not a city person, I understand a young person or a middle-aged person. Like, anywhere between 20 and 40, if you want to make money or make it in the big city or be in the bright lights and the glamour and go mad with a party, and I understand living in the big city, but like, when you're an old man who's already made it, why do you want to keep getting up at 6 to get on this morning and just be on the telly all the time? I don't get it. Wouldn't you want to like calm down? Wouldn't you want to calm down and relax a bit?
Yeah.
Would you? I mean, to be honest, after working there, if I did his job and I did it for 4 years, then I'd quit. And I know people are like, because people say, oh, celebrities can't go in retirement, it's too hard for them. But I think to myself, well, they can really, can't they? Because
I think he stays because everybody associates him with that show.
I sort of get what you mean, like an identity thing, like he's been in that show so long and he's been associated with that show for so long. It's probably letting go of that is probably going to hurt him a lot. But at the end of the day, for me, it just seems like a big bag of wind and a lot of stress really for nothing. And, you know, getting harassed by the public all the time. But as I was about to say, I understand it's hard for celebrities to retire, because Carl Pilkington was talking about this. It is hard, but you can do other things, you can pursue other things, you can make your own TV show, fund small amateur films and projects, fund small TV shows, maybe become an actor, become a small-time director, maybe produce some films, and go about and travel the world. He's got the money and the time to do basically anything, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
So I don't see why he's still living this like weird, big city, stressful lifestyle.
Well, it could be like Joe Alumni. And just travel the world and film it like that.
Yeah.
Did you issue a mug the other day?
That's a shame.
Yeah, while she's filming a show, Borden got moved.
No. Bloody hell. One thing though, because as you were just mentioning travelling, I was mentioning travelling. What do you think about David Attenborough being 93 and still travelling the world like a madman?
I don't know, because I'm not a big fan of him.
You don't like him, do you? When that trailer showed in the cinema, you and our other friend weren't too impressed with his new film.
No.
Not to get too political or anything, but you.
We won't go into much political stuff.
Yeah, but
it's just talking a load of bollocks normally.
Well, I don't.
I'll just say that.
No, to be honest, I mean, you know what I think about things, George. With the environment, as long as David Attenborough isn't being like these celebrities who go in their private jets and being hypocrites, which David Attenborough isn't. He does care about the environment. He genuinely cares about animals. He genuinely cares about.
Like that.
He genuinely cares about the safety. He's not being a hypocrite. He's not saying you all have to stop driving your cars. You know, and he doesn't just have a go at certain people. He has a go at everyone who's making mistakes. You know, I'm sort of fine with it, really, and it's our choice whether we go and watch it or not. But I get why you and our colleague, our friend, were annoyed.
Yeah.
He should look at both sides of the environmental crisis. He shouldn't just be saying, it's all humanity's fault. He should try and look at, he should look at other things. But enough about that anyway. So, the main question I was asking is, do you think it's good for him to still be travelling the world? Because I sort of think fair play, but what do you think?
I think it's good he keeps doing what he loves.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I bet his grandkids miss him, though.
I didn't even realise he was married.
Oh, what, isn't he? I thought he'd have loads of wives in the past.
It might be. I have no idea.
You know his brother's an actor?
No.
Yeah, Richard Attenborough's an actor. He was in Jurassic Park and a few other films. Yeah, Richard Attenborough, 1993.
The professor in the first one, was he?
I think he was, yeah.
Yeah, well, it does look like him, actually, saying that.
Yeah. George, I've just thought of something really insane, right? You know, a lot of elderly people who were born in, like, the 1930s are living to 87, 90, 100. Not all of them, but quite a few of them. I'm thinking, if me, you, and other people born in 2099, if all of us are lucky enough to reach an old age, I feel like, because of the health developments, I feel like a lot of people, a lot of our generation will probably be living to 100. That's it's kind of good, but it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Like, because you think about a lot of people in our generation, and it's a bit of a state, really, because everyone says is so depressed and down. And I'm thinking, if you're down when you're young, the time of your life when you can walk really well and run and do all, well, not run, but like do all this cool stuff, and your body's at its best, and your mind's absorbing things, I'm sort of worried for this generation if they make it to 100, because when you get to 100, I'm sure health stuff will be developed, but they're not going to be able to do much, and I feel like they'll just be really depressed. Oh God, I'm sort of scared that there's going to be...
I think, look at our healthcare now. We're making metal legs, metal arms.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Things like that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing in the future, I think that there really could be immortality.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. I would not go that far at all, but I feel like we'll be definitely living for a very long time.
I saw a video very recently and it was a frog, and he was frozen, heart stopped, he's basically dead.
Okay.
I got him out of basically the freezer, left him there to basically warm up.
Yeah.
He started working, and he was completely fine.
Are you sure? Can you send it
Yeah.
me?
I can, yeah.
Sounds a bit far-fetched.
No, no, it actually worked. But if you think of that on a bigger scale,
Well, Walt Disney's been frozen, hasn't he?
I've had a conspiracy theory about that.
What?
If you looked up before the film Frozen came out,
Oh no, this is going
it
to be
would
mental.
full of conspiracies about him being frozen.
So you're talking about the film Frozen coming out, and then he was unfrozen when Frozen came out?
No. Before Frozen came out, if you typed in Disney Frozen, it will come up with articles, conspiracies on Walt Disney being frozen.
Yes.
But if you go and look now, they've got a film called Frozen. You can't find anything at all.
No, alright then.
Don't you find that a bit suspicious?
This sounds absolutely mental. I'm going to look up Walt Disney cryogenically frozen, because something has to come up. Walt Disney. Hold on, first I'll look at Walt Disney frozen. I might not even have to type cryogenic. Was Walt Disney's body really frozen after he died? George, loads of stuff has come up. The truth behind Walt Disney's frozen head. Oh god, that sounds terrifying. Was Walt Disney frozen after death?
Yeah, I've just seen that.
They haven't got rid of everything, George. But us, crazy. But yeah, as we were saying about people living for ages, I feel like, I don't know why people are so down.
Hang on.
Send it me, but as I was saying, I don't know why people in this generation are so down, because this is such a kick-ass time to be alive, man. Like, years ago, hundreds of years ago, you'd be dead by 30. If you were lucky. Or 40. I mean, are you thankful for that, or do you not really let it bother? Do you not think about it, or?
I don't really think I know.
Oh, fair enough.
Actually.
It's better to not think about it than be depressed about nonsense.
Yeah, you're right.
But anyway, I want to finish off with a couple questions, car related. First.
Well, I've got a bit of news as well.
Okay, go on then.
And it's not bad news, like Danny DeVito dying.
Oh. Yeah.
There's a new Switch coming out.
Oh.
I know I was showing you this already, but it looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you've heard of it. Anybody watching? Animal Crossing, and it's such a loved franchise. And with this new Switch, they've made a one to go with the game, and it's got blue and green pastel controllers, and they've redesigned the casing as well. And that's absolutely fantastic.
Fair dues.
I might send you the picture so you can put it up for people to see.
If you really want, yeah.
But it's gonna be a hit, I think. When we do the next podcast, the sales would have gone out, so we can basically pick up how it was.
Yeah.
And how many are sold.
I was gonna.
We're filming this on the 11th, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it comes out on I think the 16th or the 20th.
Yeah. Right. So the questions quickly though. First things first. Would you rather... Oh, I can't even remember how I was going to word these car questions now. I remembered them like a week... Oh, no. Oh, I can't remember. But it was along the lines of... would you rather like buy a cheap car or build it up, or would you rather have like a car that costs a lot more and just have it like the way it is?
I'd build an old car.
Yeah, because I mean, you and your dad did up the MGs, didn't you? And they drive well and they're useful, aren't
Yeah, you want the green one? It's just a second back wing put on.
they? Yeah.
Now.
So. And there was another weird question. Oh yeah. What car will you get when you get like decent money coming in?
So not my first car.
Yeah, I mean, you said your first car would be an MG, wouldn't it? I remember you said to me your first car would be an MG.
Yeah. So a car I really want when I got the money. Oh. A Mark 1 Jaguar E-Type in Primrose Yellow.
Yellow? What?
Yes.
Right, I'm going to look at Mark 1 Jaguar. Mark 1.
Hang on, I'll send it to you.
What is it? X-Type, you said?
No, E-Type.
E-Type. What year?
Hang on, I'll send it to.
What, the
I'll
James
send it
Bond
to
car? I swear. Oh.
What?
He looks like the James
Hang on.
Bond. He looks like a James Bond car.
Hang on, I'll send it to you. Here we go. It's sending now.
Let's take a look in the book. George. Yeah, it's the James Bond. It looks like a James Bond one. I'm not having a go. It looks sick. Can you have a roof on it? Does the roof go up?
Of course, yeah.
The colour just doesn't look good at all. The yellow.
It's softer.
The
What's
yellow.
that? I've just seen a Mark II in red.
Yeah, red would probably be better, to be fair.
Hang on, I'll send out a picture.
How much are they
This
then?
one's a Mark II.
Right, isn't this car looks well old, man? 1970?
63, isn't it?
It says 1961 to 1970 on this one picture. Why would you get a car from the 60s? Just for style?
Because the man who made Ferrari said it was the most beautiful car ever made.
I will not go that far. I'd say the Mr. Bean car. It is, to be fair, it is quite a good looking car. I'll give it that.
Well, actually, somebody made a modern day version of it.
Oh, cool. What's it called?
The Eagle Speedster.
I'll look it up.
I'll have to send it to you, hang on.
Yeah, just send it in the chat then.
But it costs quite a bit of money. Oh, goes on it.
You sent the Frozen thing through again. Oh, it's from Scream right there. Okay, I guess. Bit weird though. Oh, that looks like the Batmobile. That looks sick.
Do you know how much it is?
I bet it's barrels.
I'll tell you in a second, hang on.
I bet it's like 100k.
Where is it? Oh, come on. Well, where's the price?
£500,000. When I said when you get some money behind you, I sort of meant like 30k a year. I didn't mean like millionaire. Because you've got to remember,
I know what
500k and then insurance.
the E-Type would be quite cheap to get.
Oh,
The
okay.
Eagle Speedster is a bit too much.
Yeah, fair enough then. We can end the podcast there then.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for watching everyone. See ya.